Hello and welcome back to Unbox the podcast. I'm Sahar Palmer, and this season is all about the power of your story. You can change it, starting with self-awareness. I must apologize for my voice. I am at the tail end of a cold, and my cats are sitting on my desk and they refuse to leave. So apologies in advance. In the last two episodes, we explored the space in between and the art of letting go. If you've missed them, I encourage you to go back and tune in and listen to both of them because they lead in today's episode. And this is because once you've made the space, once you've let go of what you no longer need or serves you or serves your life, the next step is learning to trust what comes next. And when you do, when you trust what is unfolding before you, something beautiful happens. The real you, your authentic identity, begins to emerge. Stay with me to the end of this episode to find out exactly how. After letting go, it's natural to feel a little bit lost. You might want to rush into starting something new, or you're likely to feel that you must figure it all out quickly. But becoming you isn't about rushing you. It is about staying in that space in between. It's about allowing. When you trust the process and you give yourself permission to unfold it naturally without pressure, and that's when the real discovery or your rebirthing begins. We put them on to fit in. We put them on to survive, to cope. But underneath all these masks is something real and powerful and whole. Underneath the mask is your authentic self. And when you stop forcing outcomes, when you stop trying to be what you think you should be, those various masks start to fall away. You begin to reconnect with the real you. That is already enough, and that is already perfect. But here's something important. For this to happen smoothly, you need supportive environment inside yourself. You need to feel secure within your inner self, and this is where self-love comes in. Why self-love matters? Self-love isn't just a nice idea, it is essential for becoming who you really are. Without self-love, without unconditional love, the space you've created can quickly fill up with fear, doubt, harsh self-criticism. But when you hold yourself with kindness, when you choose to meet yourself with honesty, without judgment, you create the perfect environment for the real you to start unfolding. Self-love isn't about perfection. I need to be perfect in order to accept myself. It's about presence. It's about you saying to yourself, I'm here, I'm listening, you're enough, show me, what do I need to know? And that energy changes everything. That energy of acceptance, embracing who you are, in spite of the circumstances you're going through, really changes everything. So what does real self-love look like? It really means noticing how you speak to yourself. It means listening to your feelings instead of pushing them away. It means treating yourself with the same care that you would give someone you love. Self-love is about becoming the safe space that your true self needs to emerge. It's not about pampering, and it's not about pretending that everything is fine. It's about meeting yourself honestly and choosing kindness instead of self-criticism, even when times are tough, especially when you're going through a rough time. Imagine someone you love is going through a tough time. They don't need the criticism. They just need a big hug or someone to hold the space for them so that they can feel safe enough to face the reality of what's going on. Let's start with self-awareness, not perfection. If you're wondering how to begin, start small. You don't need big transformation overnight. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't even need to have a huge plan. You just need to start noticing, like a curious observer. Notice what your body feels like. Where does it feel tense or tight? Notice the stories that you tell yourself without realizing. Notice the words that you use, the judgment statements that you make. Notice the moments when you shrink or you criticize yourself. Awareness is the first step to changing, because you can't shift what you don't see or acknowledge. So let's talk about negative self-talk. As you practice self-awareness, you'll start catching the old narratives that are still running in the background. Things like, I'm not good enough, I failed, I didn't really change anything, I always go back to square one, I should be over this by now, I always get it wrong. Do any of these sound familiar? But the bestseller that I keep hearing my clients say is, I should have seen it coming. No, you shouldn't. Otherwise, there'll be no point of the situation that you're going through. Those stories are stories. They're not facts. They're echoing old wounds. In Unbox Life Mentoring, we work gently to unbox those beliefs, to question their validity, their relevance in the present, and to soften them so that you no longer hear that chatter and you eventually are able to rewrite them. Because the way you speak to yourself shapes everything. The words that you tell yourself shape who you are. A spiritual mentor once told me that everything that goes into the unconscious gets there consciously. In other words, you do it when you're alive, when you're awake. It's everything that you think, you feel, you do without awareness. It goes into your unconscious. And that unconscious starts running your life. So when you change the conversation inside you, you change who you are becoming. And by the way, your imperfections are an invitation. Here is something I want you to really hear. Your imperfections are not mistakes. They are invitations. Every struggle you face, every uncomfortable emotion, every setback is not a failure. It's a message. It's an opportunity to grow, to recalibrate, to understand yourself more deeply. When you stop judging your imperfections, you start learning from them. And naturally, you evolve closer and closer to the real you, to becoming the real you. Why blocks melt away with self-love? Well, people often ask me, how do I get unstuck? The answer is simple, but it's not always easy to actually do. You soften into yourself. Blocks don't melt because life gets easier. They melt because you stop resisting who you're becoming, who you truly are. When you choose self-love over self-judgment, you metabolize fear into wisdom. You turn old pain into new clarity. And you create the freedom to move forward without force. And this is where the 4 dimensions of change, what I call BEMA, come into play. Body, emotions, mind, and action. When your body feels safe, your emotions are acknowledged. They're not masked. Your mind is clear and your actions align with your true values and your true desires. And your authentic self begins to unfold naturally. You stop performing. You stop striving. You stop being the person that you're expected to be. In other words, you start living your life. And life begins to meet you where you are. Here are some practical steps to begin right now. If you want support to becoming you today, try this. Journal. Journal one honest truth without judging it. Just write about it as if you're observing it, but don't try and analyze and put it in a box. Second, ask yourself, what do I need to do right now? What do I need to understand right now? Or what is this showing me? Notice, the third point, notice how you talk about yourself to yourself and to others, and soften it when it's needed. And check with your body. What is it holding on to today? Small steps create powerful change over time. So today I invite you to trust what is unfolding. You may not have all the answers now. You're likely not to have, in fact, all the answers right now. So it's no good analyzing it because your brain doesn't have all the facts, all the data. Wisdom comes in hindsight. What you need to do now, in the space in between, is to allow things to unfold so that you can notice how you feel, how you think, how you talk to yourself, and begin to recalibrate. Once the recalibration begins, you will naturally know what you are yearning towards. If you'd like more support, please watch the free webinars on my YouTube channel. They've helped thousands of people across the world, and it is support that is available to you anytime you're ready. You will also get exclusive tools for life on my website, and I'm actually excited about this because my upcoming book, the working title of my upcoming book is Becoming You. And in it, there'll be tools ready for you to assess, to take action, to follow recommendations. So I'm truly excited about this concept of allowing yourself to become who you really are. If you found today's episode very helpful, please subscribe to the podcast, review it, and let your friends and family and loved ones know. It really does help others to find this space too. And remember, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You are becoming. And the clarity will get more and more crisp. And I'll see you next Tuesday.